All right, the boys and I are leaving Jackson, Wyoming and headed into the Gros Ventre, which is spelled G-R-O-S space V-E-N-T-R-E. You'd almost want to say Gros Ventre, but it's pronounced the Gros Ventre, and this is the Gros Ventre River. You can maybe just see right there. We're going to be alongside it for a ways. And off to my left, next opportunity I get, I will shoot a little video for you. Are the Tetons. They're just literally off to our left on the other side of this embankment right here. So we're in a pretty special area and gonna enjoy the Gros Ventre River, some exploring, camping, fishing, and letting Scout run free. There they are, the Tetons, just over the ridge there. We're going up the Gros Ventre River Valley and have a fantastic view of the Tetons. Pretty spectacular. All right, we're just getting now really back into the Gros Ventre River Valley. And the red hills here are probably one of the most spectacular features of this. This first section's got a little bit of private property kind of scattered in it. You can probably off in the distance there see a little bit of private property. But we're about to be squarely in national forest in the middle of nowhere. So pretty cool area. So this is the looking down the canyon here at the Gros Ventre River. We're going to try to camp pretty close, if not on that river, as we go. So we'll kind of update some video here along the way. Look at how much red there is in those hills. And then the green just kind of grows up the little valleys along the side. Isn't that cool? All right, that's looking up the Gros Ventre Valley, or the Gros Ventre Corridor as they call it. And if I zoom off in the distance here, hopefully you'll be able to see. Let me pull my sunglasses up so we can see. Yeah, right there. There are the Tetons, right up this Gros Ventre River Valley. And then panning around here, you can see a road that goes up the side of the mountain there. I think that's the Gunsight Pass. We're gonna go up there and see if we can get any connectivity. If any of you are geologists out there on the channel, comment down below and tell me what this like flat area right here is caused by. Is that like a glacier that's come down the mountain for thousands of years, or what? It's gigantic and it just flows down the entire mountainside here, down this big valley. And when I saw it up here last year, I wondered what it was. So I'm very curious as to what that big flat formation, glacial moraine, whatever it is, yeah, there. So we're heading up towards Gunsight Pass. See once we get up top there if we've got any service. The road's kind of starting to deteriorate as we make our way up. Alright, so you can tell now that we're kind of getting up above it, kind of a little bit more aerial view, that what I was talking about that big flat section. That is a huge area. I mean, we're talking about maybe the lower part there, a half a mile across, and the whole thing a mile and a quarter across it. And so it's huge. If anybody knows, I'd love to know what that is. Johnny, pan the camera up toward the mountains there for them so they can kind of see the view we're seeing off in the distance. And every now and then you get glimpses of the Tetons up in the distance. Okay. All right, we are on top of Gunsight Pass, and this may be home for the night. And it's really cool from a view perspective. Let me show you. So off in the distance there, you're getting a glimpse at the Wind River Range. If I can zoom in there so you can see. There's the Wind Rivers in this direction. I guess that's kind of to the east or southeast. And then come back out down this valley here. We've got the, if you can see that, the Gros Ventre River snaking along down there, all the way up that big flat valley. It's just crazy. And off the other side here, we got a glimpse of the Tetons. There's a pretty good view of the Gros Ventre, snaking up that valley over toward the Wind Rivers. That's the Gros Ventre snaking up the valley over toward the Wind Rivers. So off the other side of Gunsight Pass here in the distance, I'm guessing that's the backside of the Wyoming range. And then very far in the distance there, that's the Tetons. So, whoa, Scott, you're pulling the camera all over the place. All right, we have a pretty good campsite. We are on top of Gunsight Pass, and we got views in about 180 degrees worth of direction. This is looking to the southwest, south-southwest, and in the distance there, you're looking at, that's the Tetons, right there in the distance, if I can get those to focus. And it looks like there's a storm over the Tetons. We pulled satellite weather for here, and there's not much of a chance for rain. I hope there isn't, because we are up a road that is going to get really, really sketchy if it gets very wet. And then kind of pulling back out here, this mountain range here is the the Wyoming range, overlooking the Gros Ventre corridor. So pretty cool spot. All right, we found a little cliff down from camp. I think that's the Wyoming range right there. Got a nice little alpine lake right there that I wouldn't mind trying to fish in. I don't want to hike down to it and back up though. And then over this way, yeah, it would be a nasty hike. Just over there in the distance, I believe those are the Wind Rivers. But that is the Gros Ventre Valley, Gros Ventre corridor, whatever you want to call it. That's that big flat area that we were talking about before on the way up. You really get perspective on how big it is from up here. We're probably 1,500 feet vertically up above it. And this is my favorite part right here. You can see the river. Look how it twists and winds all up through there. All the way up through that big gigantic valley. Really cool. So we're going for a little hike. We found some snow over here that we want to go check out. Maybe have a snowball fight. But we're down below camp, maybe a quarter of a mile. It's up there on the hill. We're hiking down in, there's a trail. I don't think I have a topo for this area. I'll have to see if I can see it on the Garmin Overlander and see what this trail is and where it goes. I did see that the road going off of Gunsight Pass the other direction goes down towards Pinnacles. And the boys and I camped at Pinnacles 2 years ago in the old motorhome. It's a really cool area in Wyoming outside of Jackson. So we might have to check it out too. So anyway, we're gonna find some snow here and play around for a bit. We'll see you in a bit. Oh, Scout likes the snow. You like the snow there, Scout? Huh? Is that your favorite? You gonna eat it? You're gonna get a tummy ache.
He loves it.
Oh, hey guys, look over here. I think that's, yeah. Check it out. That's Pinnacles. Hey Johnny, you remember the place we camped in the motorhome with the big cliff right behind us?
Hey, why is this red?
I don't know, I have to look at it. That's Pinnacles right there. How awesome is that?
Huh.
Remember?
I kind of do.
Yeah, that's where the camp host, Joe that we met, he was the camp host at the National Forest Campground, and he kept the pit toilets like super nice and had books in there where you could read.
Oh, yeah.
And everything, and it was like he had them decorated like home. That's Pinnacles right there. If you can see, I can't focus on my finger, but that's the Pinnacles. So you can see the Pinnacles from Gunsight Pass. So we technically have 4 mountain ranges we can see. Tetons, we can see the Wyoming Range, the Wind Rivers, and I don't know if the Pinnacles are their own mountain range or not, but that's what that is. That's where we saw that grizzly too, on the way into Jackson. Remember we saw the grizzly on the side of the road and the people were trying to walk up to it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was coming from the Pinnacles into Jackson. Yeah.
We were driving on the side of the highway.
We stopped and took pictures of the grizzly.
I remember the grizzly there.
And then a whole bunch of people on the side of the road were out of their cars walking up to it.
Yeah.
It was just a baby there.
It was a big baby. It was bigger than 2.5 times bigger than Scout. 3?
It's like 4 times.
It was big. And it was still a baby. So we don't want to see the adult version.
Well, we already did.
Alright, here we go, Scout. My hands are
Oh,
painted
yeah,
so cold. Gosh, look at that tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scout, guess what?
Seems like there was a fire up here.
Huh?
It seems like there was a fire up here at one time.
You recording,
Yeah, it looks
Dad?
like there's a fire.
Are you recording?
No, there's just a few dead trees. Oh, my fingers.
What are you gonna do?
Go for it. All right, now that the sun's getting lower in the sky, you can really see the Wind Rivers off in the distance there. Wow, there's a lot of snow in the Wind River Mountains right now. So that's over by the headwaters of the Green River, guys.
Yeah.
I was thinking we might make our way over there. With that much snow though, that's gonna be some pretty decent terrain. So that's the Wind Rivers. I've showed you the Wyoming Range
What about the ones back there?
and the Tetons. This is our campsite. How cool is that?
Oh, get the view of the 3 chairs.
Yeah. How cool is that, gang?
You know how it slows down time? You're probably wondering how it works online. You go into Deadeye and you place the X's on them.
But it isn't going slow motion.
Yeah, I know. But it's taught. Every time you play it, you teleport back to that house on Black Mine.
You're not being helpful. You gonna sharpen my axe too? It needs it. Just down the hill here where the boys and I were throwing snowballs and stuff earlier, there's a bunch of moose tracks. So I'm actually kind of glad we're going to have a fire tonight, because we are smack dab in the middle of Grizz country. Where Steve and I were here last year in the Gros Ventre wilderness, which is the bottom of this canyon. We ran into a guy, said there was an elk hunting guide who was killed here last year by a grizzly. So I'm happy to have a fire, any sort of deterrent that I can get. A little bit windy, not too bad. I'm gonna take the easy way out on the fire though with a little bit of charcoal. You may have seen me do this the other night. And then instead of cutting all these logs up, I'm gonna do them like my buddy Steve, who'll be here in a few weeks to join in on the trip. He calls it Baja style. They would drag big cactuses on the beach in Baja, lay them across the fire, burn them in half, and then work them in. Saves a lot of work processing up firewood. Still pretty windy to get a fire going. Yet another reason we're going to keep this a really small fire tonight. Be optimistic and walk away for a second. Progress. Not a lot though. The Garmin inReach paired with the Overlander, it's pretty cool. I don't want to be on grid all the time, but it's nice to know when you need to talk to somebody you can. And the Overlander's magnetic, so you can just stick it somewhere. little over an hour till sunset. We're starting to get some good color. And turn the camera around. The alpenglow starting to kick in a little bit here over the Wind Rivers. Turn it around here. We'll level it up, and then I'll zoom in and show you. Get a little light on the mountains. Some rain back there too. That's a pretty cool. Getting some sort of rain sunset effect here over the Tetons. That's awesome looking. I don't know how it's best. There maybe. You can't really see on the camera what we're seeing, even though I've got the good camera out. Oh, you can see it a little bit better like that. It's like this smoky, hazy kind of effect. That's so cool. Alright, this is really cool. I can show you really 3 sunsets in one right here. So this is sunsets toward the Tetons. That's the alpenglow starting on the Wyoming range. And then if I walk up here in front of the truck, kind of see it through the trees right there. That's the sunset on the Wind Rivers. And if I were really ambitious, I'd walk around the corner there and show you sunset on the Pinnacles as well. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to walk down there. This is a cool spot. That's pretty special. It's not often I can recall watching the sunset on 3 different mountain ranges at once. It's like being in a magical forest.